Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. So today's video is going to be my everyday makeup drawer for the month of February. If you guys are new to these videos, it's basically just where I go through and show you all of the products that I'm going to be using for the month. And I like to switch it up because I buy a lot of makeup, so I want to make sure I use everything. And then I do have a lot of products in my collection, so it's nice to rotate it so everything gets a chance to get used. So before I jump into it, I'm going to give you a little update on the products in last month's drawer. So these are actually products that I used up or I'm decluttering. So I did finish the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and that was actually one of the products I was trying to use up this year. I didn't realize there was only a little bit left when I chose it, but I did finish it this month. Then I have the ColourPop liquid lipstick in the shade Kapow. I actually put that on the other day and it completely flaked off. It didn't even stay on for even a few minutes. I don't know if I've actually worn that color on the lips for an extended period of time, but I think it might be expired. I've had it for a little while, and as you guys can see, it's kind of separating in the tube. Although a lot of my ColourPop lipsticks separate, that one, the formula just did not stay on my lips at all. Then I have this IT Cosmetics product. It's like a dual-ended concealer and brightener, but I've had it for a while. I think the product is expired because the concealer was just a little bit thicker than normal. It wasn't really easy to use, so I am going to toss both of those. Then I have this Ciate liquid lipstick. The color is so beautiful, but truthfully, I just didn't reach for it very much during the last month. I reached for other red shades over this one, so I am going to pass this one along to somebody else who could get more use out of it than I did. I think I got that lipstick and this Make primer in an Ipsy bag, and the Make primer was interesting, but I just have so many face primers that I like better than that one, so I am going to declutter that one as well. Then I have this Laura Geller concealer, and it was a little bit too yellow for my skin tone and just a little bit too hydrating. I feel like it kind of slipped around on the skin, so I feel like it might be a great option if you have really dry under eyes, but for me, it just wasn't like my ideal concealer, so I'm going to declutter that one as well. Okay, so these are all products that I love. I will definitely continue to use all of them. I'm just going to switch them out so I can try something different this month. I feel like I tend to keep a lot of the same blushes in my collection, so I'm slowly trying to rotate them out of my drawer. I just find blushes that I love, and then it's hard to give them up. So all of these are great products. I've really been loving the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow primer, but I have a few that I'm trying to use up this year, so I want to focus on using those before I use that one, and I would recommend all of these products for sure. Okay, so these are also products that I really love. I'm just switching them out for something different. So I have some ColourPop lipsticks, one from the Balm, L'Oreal, and then a few lip balms. I was really into like a natural lip balm look, so I was wearing these two a whole lot, but that really hasn't been something I've been wearing a lot, so I'm just going to put all these products back into my collection so I can use them at a later time. So I have a few of the Smashbox Cover Shot palettes that I'm going to put back in my collection. The first one is the Bold palette, the second one is the Metallic palette, and the third one is Soft Light. I feel like these are probably my least favorite out of all of them because I do have all of them. I really still like them. The only one that I don't get a ton of use out of is the Bold palette, which I might end up decluttering. These other two are really gorgeous, but they're kind of like highlight palettes. I feel like I will get a ton of use out of them during the summertime. So I kept a few of these palettes in my drawer, and then I'm going to put a few of them back into my makeup collection. These palettes are also going back into my collection. So the first one is a Buxom palette. I just put a bunch of single shadows together in a palette. I love this palette so much, but I've been using other shadows, as you guys will see in a second. The second one is the ColourPop Amanda Steele collaboration, and I love the ColourPop pressed shadows so much, but I feel like this palette isn't quite the same as the rest of the pressed shadows, and the colors aren't really colors that I would typically go for. So I'm going to put it back into my collection for now. I might end up decluttering it at a later time after I get a chance to play around with it a little bit more. And the third palette is from, what is that brand called? Pure Cosmetics. It's the Buff collection. Like, it's a complete rip-off of the Naked 3, but I actually think I like this one a little bit better. I feel like the shadows are a little more pigmented, but again, I just have other shadows that I've been using, so these three are going to go back into my collection. This is the Smashbox LA Lights Blush Contour Highlight Palette, which is so beautiful. I love it. It was part of one of their holiday collections. But I have so many palettes in my collection right now. I think I might keep this one for travel. It's kind of big and bulky to bring with you when you travel, but I also feel like it's like all the blush that you would possibly need. And then same with Benefit's Cheekathon. I actually took this with me when I traveled over Christmas, and I loved having all of these blushes. It was so convenient, but it's just kind of bulky to keep inside my vanity. So again, I think I'll save it for traveling, or if I run out of one of these shades, I can just have like a backup in my collection. So that's it. Let's jump into the products that I'm using this month. Okay, let's start with blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, which I keep in these two containers right here. So let me do some close-ups of the blushes that I have in my collection right now. I have Milani, Laura Geller, Tarte, more Milani, and then some e.l.f. blushes. And then I have Benefit's Dandelion, which is my favorite. Anything with a purple sticker is something that I'm trying to use up this year. So if you guys see those in my everyday makeup drawer, those are just products that I'm focusing on using up this year. For bronzers, I just have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer right now and my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and those are like the only two that I'm using right now. And then for highlighters, I have the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, which I just recently got and I have been loving it so much. Right over here, I just have some random products. So I have this trio from Rimmel London. I have a Wet n Wild blush, my Smashbox trio. I've been using the contour shade from this and I love it so much. And then the Balm Sexy Mama powder and a powder from CoverGirl. So I am adding in Soft and Gentle from MAC. I did go to MAC it was like last month, and I picked up a few things and I haven't gotten a chance to use all of them, so I'm definitely going to use this one. Let me know how you guys like to use these. Do you mostly use them as like a highlighter or like a bronzer or an all-over face powder? You'll have to let me know because, as some of you guys might know, I'm pretty clueless when it comes to MAC products, but I did grab a couple. The other one is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. This one is so beautiful. It doesn't look like anything too crazy in the pan, but when you put it on your face, it is gorgeous. So I'm really excited to play around with both of them. If you guys have any recommendations about your favorite like skin finish formulas or your favorite shades, you'll have to let me know in the comments below, but I'll definitely keep you posted after I use these this month. I am going to be using the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Palette, and again, I've had this for a while, but I feel like I've kind of been trying to incorporate all of my newer products slowly, so I really get a chance to try all of them. So this one comes with a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. They're definitely on the more sheer or natural side, which is what I look for in most face products. So I've seen some people say they don't like them. I know that they're not the most pigmented, but that's usually what I prefer. So I don't know, I have to play around with it a little bit more, but I'll keep you guys posted. If you've tried it, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. My only complaint is that my highlighter keeps popping out. Like when I first got it, it was completely out of the pan, so they don't stay in there very well. But other than that, the few times that I've tried it, I do really like it. And then I have the Too Faced Papadome Peach Blush, and the packaging is so cute. I love all of the packaging of their peach collection, but the blush itself is really beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Benefit's Coralista, or I'm trying to think of another blush that looks similar to this. It's kind of like a coral pink with a lot of just really subtle shimmer. So it definitely looks like something I would love. Those are like my favorite types of blushes, so I can't wait to wear this one. I'm also adding in the Tarteist Pro Glow palette that I got from Sephora not too long ago. I have been using it so I could review it in the haul video that I did, but I am going to add it into my drawer so I can make sure I use it even more. So as for face primers, I'm still using this e.l.f. primer, which I really, really love, and then I have this Makeup Forever primer, which I tried last month for the first time, and I really like it so far. I don't know if it's my favorite primer, but I am still using it because I have really been liking it. I'm trying to finish up my Tarte Clean Slate Poreless. I have like 1 or 2 uses left. I feel like it's a never-ending primer, but I'm going to try to finish this one this month. I'm almost finished with the Hourglass primer, which I'm not happy about because I love it and I don't want to repurchase it because it is kind of expensive, but I'm almost finished with that one. And then I've actually been using the Smashbox Primer Oil a lot lately. I feel like now that it's winter and my skin has been a little bit dry, I feel like it has been one of my favorites. So I've been a big fan of it. I'll definitely include it in a Get Ready With Me soon. I have used this one a little bit. It is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I got it in an influencer box and I actually really, really love it. I feel like it has been my go-to, so I'm just going to include it in my drawer this month because I have been using it so often. So as for setting powders, I have my Rimmel Stay Matte, which I usually use if I want like a really light makeup look. If I'm not doing anything too crazy, I'll use that powder. And then of course I have my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, which is my go-to. I have the Perfect Setting Powder from Cover FX and I really like it. I talked about it in my Sephora haul as well, so I have been using it a little bit. I think that this one is great if you have dry or normal skin, and I think Laura Mercier is ideal if you have oily skin, but I still really like this one, so I'm going to include it in my drawer this month as well. And I'm also including the Becca Cosmetics Soft Light Blurring Powder. I got this in my influencer box as well, and I just haven't gotten a chance to try it out yet. I did swatch it on my hand, and it looks like it gives you a gorgeous glow, so I definitely wanted to try it out. The packaging is so, so beautiful. It just looks high quality, and it feels really nice, so I can't wait to... Sorry, this won't focus. I can't wait to actually try it. Okay, so over here I just have my Urban Decay foundation, my Hourglass foundation, which these two are my go-to. Then I have my NARS concealer. I actually removed this stopper like one of you suggested, and I've been able to get so much more concealer out of it. So that makes me happy because it was expensive, so thank you to whoever gave me that tip. Back here I just have my Becca concealer and my e.l.f. concealer palette. So I am actually going back to an old favorite this month. I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay foundation. So I do have both the formulas. I have the combination oily skin and the normal dry skin. I remember liking both of them for different reasons. So I'm just kind of going through my foundation drawer and using old favorites to see if I still like them, because I am planning on doing a declutter soon, so I just want to give them all a fair shot. Then I just have this concealer pencil. This is from the brand, I always forget the name of this brand, it should be on here. Oh, Nude Sticks. I really like their lip products, but I've never tried their concealers, and I got this as, I think, an Ipsy Point Perk, so I wanted to try it out this month. Okay, let's start with this section right here. I just have a few liquid lipsticks. So I have my Too Faced Melted Matte. This one is the ColourPop Ultra Satin in Tiny Chum, which is a really beautiful nude pink that has definitely been one of my favorites. This one is an Ultra Satin in the shade Wink, which is a really beautiful color, especially for winter or fall in my opinion. So I've been wearing that one. And then I did take out a few of these ColourPop Lippie Sticks, and I just left 3 of them in my drawer for now. So I kept Parker, which is a matte nude, Weekender, which is a bright red in a matte X formula, and the shade Tutu, which is kind of like a fun vampy color for winter, and this one is in a matte formula as well. So I have been a fan of these Bare Minerals liquid lipsticks. The top one is in the shade Slay, and the bottom one is in the shade, I just forgot it, it's in the shade Wink. So I've been wearing Slay, and I just added Wink to my drawer to try it out. It's kind of like a really light nude shade. So I really like the formula for everyday wear because it's really comfortable on the lips. In the back I have a few lip glosses. I have 2 from Bare Minerals, which are also great for everyday wear. I have one from ColourPop, which is a really nice nude. A Too Faced Lip Injection, which just kind of plumps the lips and I like the color. One from Bite Beauty, and then an older one from Tarte. Okay, and then over here I just have my everyday lipsticks. So I've really been enjoying the Urban Decay lipsticks, especially the one in the shade Back Talk. I love the Comfort Matte formula. And then I have some of my staples like Wet n Wild, Bare Minerals, Bite Beauty, and IT Cosmetics. So I am adding in 2 Smashbox lipsticks this month. I have a bunch of Smashbox lipsticks, but I just don't get the chance to wear them all, so I'm going to start adding them to my rotation. Okay, so the first one's in the shade Work It. I am going to keep them in the boxes just because the packaging is completely black, so I won't really remember what color it is when I'm just looking at the tube. This one is so pretty. I will swatch it for you guys after I show you the next one, but it's a really beautiful, just light pale nude. I don't think I own any nude lipstick like this, which is saying a lot because I have quite a few nude lipsticks. The next one's in the shade Tarot Card, and it is a little bit more of like a deep vampy color. It's not really a deep vampy color, it's more of like a medium pink, but look how beautiful the nude shade is. I think it's so pretty. And then the medium pink is just something I would wear on like an everyday basis, so I can't wait to wear both of these. Okay, let me insert a screenshot with all of the ColourPop shadows that I currently have in my everyday makeup drawer. I think a few of them are out of focus, but you guys will get an idea at least of what colors I have in there. I did take out quite a few because I've really been using the ColourPop pressed shadows, so I just have a couple of them in here. These are kind of like my go-to shades. But in here I just have my eyeliners and my mascaras. So for mascaras I have Essence Lash Princess, Maybelline Lash Sensational, and CoverGirl the Supersizer. These are the 3 that I recently tried and opened, so I am going to finish them up before I open any additional ones. I have my 2 eyeshadow primers, Urban Decay and Smashbox. Back here I have 2 eyeliners, so I have the e.l.f. liner, and I have this one is the Salma Hayek brand Nuance. So I've really been loving my e.l.f. liner lately because it is super dark, so I've actually been going back over my Physicians Formula liner with my e.l.f. liner, which makes it really dark and dramatic. The reason is because I'll usually do eyeliner and then concealer, so it kind of covers it up a little bit, so that just helps to make it look really crisp and defined. And then I did take out all of these Smashbox Cover Shot palettes except for 3. So I have the Golden Hour palette, which is the one that I'm trying to use up in 2017. Then I have the Ablaze palette, which has been one of my favorites. It just has some really beautiful warm colors in it. Then I have the Matte Eye palette, which just comes in handy because it has a few really gorgeous matte shadows. Okay, so for eyeshadow palettes, I have been using my ColourPop pressed shadows every single day. So this one is the High Maintenance palette. It comes with 4 really beautiful shadows and has been my favorite. I recently did a get ready with me using them if you guys want to check it out. Then I have my Lorac Unzipped, which has been in my drawer for a couple of months, or like 1 or 2 months, but I really love this one as well. Then I have the rest of my pressed shadows, and they're in my MAC palette because This was like my only empty palette. I think I'm going to get like a really big Coastal Scents palette or just like a regular Z palette for them. But for now, I just have like all of my just everyday or neutral shades in this palette, and I have been using this palette every single day. It is my go-to. In the back, I just have my Coastal Scents palettes, which I really haven't been using a lot lately because I do have the ColourPop shadows, but I still love them. I am finally trying the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. The reason I haven't tried this is because I've been trying out so many new makeup products, so I just really haven't had the chance, but I am so excited. I've really been into like peach or pink shadows lately, so this one is going to be perfect for me. So I know a lot of you guys love this palette. You'll have to leave me a comment below with your favorite eyeshadow combination, which would actually be really helpful because whenever I get a new palette, I feel like I get a little overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. So if you have like a go-to look using this palette, you'll have to let me know in the comments below which shades you use. And then of course I have my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I just got this a few weeks ago and it wasn't technically in my drawer last month, but the colors are insanely beautiful. Honestly, this palette and the ColourPop press shadows are so similar in texture, in pigmentation, so if you guys like this, you'll definitely like the ColourPop press shadows, but the colors in this palette are so beautiful. I feel like it's going to be a summer staple for me, and I've just been enjoying it a lot lately, so I can't wait to keep using it. Okay guys, that is the end of my video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below which products you are currently testing out because I would love to hear from you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.